My name is Allie Cunningham. My pseudonym is Grace Edgewood. I have been an author, a published author for going on 5 years now. I've been writing ever since I could hold a pencil. So since elementary school and before, I've been coming up with stories to entertain people and to just invite the imagination. I've always gravitated towards reading. I've never been the best at it, but I've always loved it. Any kind of story that I could get my hands on. So of course, in elementary school, I was the kid who was bringing in like Harry Potter books instead of Jenny B. Jones or Magic Tree House or something like that. I was ready for the really big stories that took forever to read because I liked the challenge. There's a quote out there by G.K. Chesterton that I adore. It's up on my website on one of the big pages. It's, you don't have to tell kids that dragons exist. Kids know the dragons exist. What you need to tell kids is that the dragons can be beaten. So I've been inspired to write, to tell kids that there is hope, that bad things are gonna happen, but there's always gonna be another tomorrow. So I showed my first book to my mother and she was like, Allie, this could be published. Like, this is really good. And I was like, no, that could never happen, not to me. So my first book, the biggest challenge was getting it published. Because when you're a 15-year-old nobody from a tiny little town in the South, not a lot of publishers are wanting to take a risk on you. So I queried for a year, maybe a year and a half, and I got one yes, but it wasn't a yes that I could say yes to. So I ended up having to turn them down. So I went with the self-publishing route, which means you wear a lot of hats. You're everybody to everyone. So you want a publicist, you're gonna have to hire them or be your own publicist. You want a cover artist, you're gonna have to hire one yourself out of your own pocket or become your own cover artist. So I just kind of had to become an expert in all the things I never thought I'd have to do. So I was editor and author and cover illustrator and publicist, and I wore a lot of hats. So that was my life for a long time. I read a lot of young authors who are just starting out and they want to write about so much. So they pick such a wide view of what they're wanting to write about, but really you just need a small thing to start. You start small and you work your way up. I read something sometime that was talking about when people try to write about big concepts like war or death, or some of the things that I cover in my series, they take this really wide lens and it's hard for kids to understand that if they don't have firsthand experience. And so this guy said, when you're writing about war, you don't write about the deaths or the casualties, you write about the shoes that are burned on the side of the road. And I was like, what on earth does that mean? And he's talking about like just the minuscule moments that make a big thing seem real all of a sudden. You take the stakes and you up it. So really working with suspense and characterization, that's where my writing has most improved. You can tell yourself over and over that you don't have a story that's good enough for people to read, or you don't have a painting that somebody's gonna want to view, or you don't have a film that anybody's gonna wanna watch. But the biggest encouragement I ever got was from my little sister, who's in the dedication of every single one of my books, because she's always the first person to read them. She said, one day, the girl with the books became the one writing them, and the world didn't know she was about to be their favorite author. I was like, it's a pretty big role to step into. But just get started. Your first page, your first film, your first painting, it doesn't have to be amazing, it just has to exist. Your first draft is always there to get better and to grow. You just have to get started.